Good afternoon, boys, and welcome once again to the geography class. This is again for class 10. I'm continuing with the contour maps portion, the topic, and yesterday I told you all the information that is available on the map sheet. I repeat once again, if you turn to your textbooks, right at the back you have the contour maps. Clear? Every information, basic information is present on the sheet only. You have to know where to look. Clear? Below this entire colored region is the mapped region. Below the mapped region you will find the scales written. You will find the contour interval written. And you will find below that two boxes which contain the key to the map or the legend to the map. Clear? Small symbols in their typical colors have been given. So I am proceeding from this point onwards. I am teaching you how to write 4-figure grid references. Now, the background to this, let me tell you, this is a grid system. Clear? Vertical lines and horizontal lines. Within this you will find the region which has been chosen to be depicted. Clear? It will be a colored region. The different colors like yellow, white, green, these are the prominent colors on a contour map. It is different from an atlas map, please remember. Clear? Now, just as you have studied about latitudes and longitudes, we have the same set of lines, only thing the name is different. Now, in the atlas maps, we have latitudes which are vertical lines. Clear? And, sorry, latitudes are horizontal lines, longitudes are vertical lines. Clear? Why do we use these lines? For the purpose of accurate location of places on the map. Clear? In the survey map sheets, same pattern is followed. Clear? These latitudes and longitudes, they also crisscross like this on the atlas maps. Clear? And on this basis we find the location of places. Now, this grid which is formed by latitudes and longitudes is known as the national grid. National grid. Clear? Here also a grid is being formed. We call it by another name, we call it arbitrary grid. Arbitrary grid. What is this grid? This is a network of horizontal and vertical lines. Now, which is which and what is their names? These vertical lines which you can see, which are similar to longitudes, they are called eastings. I repeat, please look up to the diagrams, and the explanation is there in the textbook also, but please pay attention to what I am showing you on the board. All the vertical lines are called eastings. Clear? Why they have been given this name, you should be knowing. Now, we come back to the compass which I taught you about, the cardinal points of the compass. You have your north, south, east, west. Clear? This side here, this is the point which is important for us. This is your southwest. Clear? For any map which you get, no matter what the size of the map, the southwestern corner, this corner, is the point of origin, is a starting point. Please remember this. This is a point, the southwestern corner for the whole grid is the point of origin. If we take one grid over here, single grid, for that also the southwestern corner will be the point of origin. Clear? This is something very important to remember for writing 4-figure grid references. Now, leaving the starting line, the starting coordinate, you all study or do practical work with x-axis and y-axis in mathematics, in physics also. Similarly, this particular starting coordinate, the first vertical line, leaving that, All other vertical lines, they are located on the eastern side, on the eastern side of the point of origin. That is why they are called eastings. Okay, and these horizontal lines, they are all located north of the point of origin. They are called northings. Clear? So these you have to remember. We don't call them latitudes and longitudes. We call them eastings, vertical lines. The numbers of the easting lines are written at the below or below the grid or right on top. Clear? Northings are horizontal lines and their numbering will be written on the right hand side or the left hand side. Now, please notice the northings are all above the point of origin. They are north of the point of origin. That is why they are called northings. Clear? Now, notice their numbers. At random, I have given numbers for you to understand. Clear? The first vertical line I have not numbered. Then the second vertical line is 21, continuing till 24. What do you see? The numbers are increasing eastwards. Clear? The numbers are increasing eastwards, meaning if I haven't written the number of the first line, this will be 20. Clear? Before 21 comes 20. The last line also I have not numbered. This will be 25th easting. Got it? Now, see the northings numbers. 10, 11, 12, 13. The last line obviously will be 14. Why? The numbers are increasing northwards. Please remember that. Clear? So, in case any number is missing, if the printing is not clear, you will get the map sheet. The numbers have to be there. Clear? Another thing to be remembered, these lines are drawn in red. These lines are drawn in red. Red lines vertically, red lines horizontally. The numbers also are written in red. Any other color, that means the numbering is for some other purpose. Clear? The color scheme is very important. If you want to write down, note down, eastings are vertical lines. Eastings are vertical lines drawn in red, drawn in red. Their numbers are also written in red. Their numbers are also written in red and carry on. The numbers increase towards the east. The numbers increase towards the east. Similarly, for northings, write down. Northings are horizontal lines. Northings are horizontal lines drawn in red, drawn in red. Their numbers are also written in red. Their numbers are also written in red, and the numbers increase northwards. And the numbers increase northwards. Now, on this map, I am using the same to show you how to write 4-figure grid reference. Now, the definition which I have given you is for application purpose. You do not get a direct question as to what is an easting or define a northing, but you should know what it is. Clear? We come to this. How to write the 4-figure grid reference. Now, what is the purpose of the 4-figure grid reference? The 4 figures will indicate which part of this area a particular landmark is. It can be a man-made feature, it can be a natural feature. Now, I will use some symbols so that you learn the symbols also. I will be doing the heights with you. Okay, so we take the heights. Heights in the survey maps are shown in these four methods. Clear? This is a small triangle, the first one. A small triangle, all these are in black. I am writing the color scheme also. These are in black. A small triangle followed by the number written. At random I have written the number, you can write any number. 398 I have written. The numbers are also written in black. The second is a spot height. This is called a triangulated height. Triangulated height. Please try and follow step by step. I am trying to teach two things at a time. I am teaching you the symbol also, what it means, how it is written or drawn.